Am I the jerk for calling out my childhood best friend for copying my exact proposal plan? I'm Derek, 29, and my girlfriend Priya and I have been together for 4 years. Back in March, I finally started planning the proposal. I wanted it perfect, so I told exactly one person the full details. My childhood best friend Marcus. We grew up 2 houses apart, same school since kindergarten, and he'd always been the guy I told everything to. I told him I'd booked the rooftop of the Italian place where Priya and I had our first date, hired a small string trio to play her favorite song, and arranged for both our families to be hiding at a private table nearby so they could rush out right after she said yes. I even showed him the ring. He hugged me and said, "Man, she's going to lose it. This is so you too." 6 weeks later, at my cousin's birthday dinner, Marcus stood up out of nowhere and announced he was engaged to his girlfriend, Ailina. Everyone cheered. Then he told the story of how he did it. Same rooftop restaurant. Same string trio, down to the specific song. Their families hiding at a table nearby for the reveal. He'd even used almost identical wording in his speech to what I described to him weeks earlier. My mom actually turned and looked at me with this confused half smile because she remembered me mentioning the rooftop plan back in March. I sat there frozen while people clapped. Priya squeezed my hand under the table and whispered, "Wait, isn't that basically what you?" And I just shook my head at her to drop it because I didn't want to make his night about me, but it ate at me for 2 weeks. I couldn't propose there anymore. It would look like I copied him when it was the exact opposite. I had to scrap months of planning, rebook a totally different venue, and quietly eat the deposit on the string trio. Then last weekend, at my grandmother's 80th birthday, with basically our whole extended family and half of Marcus's family there too, he made a joke about great minds thinking alike regarding the proposals. That was the moment I snapped. I said, loud enough for the table to hear, "Great minds don't need to steal someone else's plan 2 months after hearing every detail of it." The table went dead silent. Marcus's face went red, and he said I was being dramatic, that rooftop restaurants and string quartets aren't exactly original ideas. His mom jumped in defending him, saying I was trying to ruin his engagement out of jealousy. My own brother told me afterward I should have just pulled him aside privately instead of humiliating him at Grandma's party. But Ailina, of all people, texted me the next day. She said Marcus had shown her inspiration for the proposal back in April, and she'd always wondered why it felt so specific and detailed for someone who'd never mentioned string quartets before. She wasn't accusing him of anything outright, but she said it made a lot more sense now. Priya thinks I had every right to be angry, but should have said something the day after his announcement, instead of sitting on it for 2 months, and then exploding at Grandma's birthday of all places. My dad says family gatherings aren't the venue for it regardless of who's right. Marcus still isn't speaking to me, and half the family thinks I made a scene over nothing, while the other half is suddenly side-eyeing his whole engagement story. I don't think wanting credit for my own idea and my own proposal makes me the villain here. But I also can't stop replaying whether I should have just let it go and quietly moved on with my new venue instead of saying anything at all. Am I the jerk, or